Bam. All right. Good morning to all of you guys. Welcome aboard. And I'm pretty excited because it is September 20th on this beautiful Friday. We have this very special guest with us. And then we also have the Celestine team and then also the Proach team joining in on the Dream Makers and No Limit team call on this Friday. Folks, we are super duper excited. I know that we've been waiting months for the launch of this brand new final expense product on behalf of Transamerica. We have one of the best when it comes to the marketing, when it comes to the senior training of this product itself. We've got Mr. Eric Rebinkoff, and I'm telling you what, I'm really excited because all week they've just been going through some training. I also went through training with Steve Weber just the other day. So Eric has over 25 years of working with Transamerica, and this is his specialty, is just the product development, the product training. So Eric, what are you most excited about when it comes to talking about this brand new product?
I'm excited about the process, the pricing, the underwriting, and the compensation. Puck yeah. Pricing, process, underwriting, compensation. Pricing, process, underwriting, compensation. Really, those are the four biggies that we're going to go over today. And I think you and your team are going to be equally as excited once you see what we have.
Amen.
So let's
And
get started.
yeah, absolutely. And I'm really excited because I actually experienced it for the first time yesterday, wrote my first application, and y'all, this is the easiest product to physically go through. And it was so neat because I had two other new agents. They were going through training, and we were all just corralling in the kitchen with this new senior. Talk about ease, talk about simplicity. So I just want to say thanks for launching a phenomenal product. It was awesome. So Eric, take it away.
Thank you, Ashley. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As Ashley mentioned, my name is Eric Rebinkoff. I'm a regional vice president with Transamerica. Today, we're going to talk about our FE Express solution. As I said earlier, it's all about pricing, process, underwriting, and compensation. So let's get started. Transamerica, we're a big company. We've been around for a long time. If you look at the bottom right-hand corner of that slide, $47 billion. That's the amount of claims that we paid out just last year for life insurance,
Eric,
retirement, and
one more time.
annuities.
Eric, I just put you back as the host, so we just need to have you share your screen one more time so we can see the
Oh,
slides.
how do we do that again?
So just share your screen. You're good. So you are now the host.
I am. All
Yeah.
right.
Yep. Just share your screen. And folks that are just joining in, feel free if you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat, and that will be awesome. That way, if we have any ability at the end to get those questions answered, we definitely will do our best to do that.
Can you see the screen now, Ashley?
Cannot. I know I saw it earlier, but I do not see it now. So try one
All
more
right.
time.
All right. Oh, there we go.
There you go. Excellent. Now we see it.
All right. Technical difficulty. It's all right. We'll overcome it. So you heard all that other stuff, pricing, process, underwriting, compensation. My name's Eric Rebinkoff. I'm a regional vice president of Transamerica. I cover the Southeast. I cover all of NASB with my internal Aaron Barnes. Today, we're going to talk about FE Express. Let's get started. Transamerica, we are a big, big company. $47 billion. That's the number on the bottom right of the screen. That's what we paid in claims and benefits last year for life insurance, retirement, and annuities. I think it's important that you write business with a company that has the money to pay the claims. We're making promises. You got to be able to make the claims. How do you choose final expense? Well, we like to think it's because we offer day one coverage. We have great underwriting rules, instant decisioning, rates, as I mentioned earlier. We're going to pay on approval versus how we used to pay on draft, and that allows for faster commissions. We do allow for credit cards and debit cards. I'll give you some examples later. We offer the ability to upsell or downsell. You can apply for one face amount and you can put in force another. Very interesting. We have Great brand strength, simple signature process, Social Security billing options, and fantastic issue ages. This product is unique because it comes with something called Everest. Everest is a funeral planning services. It's no additional cost. It comes as part of the package. And what that gives you is 24/7 access to funeral planning. It also allows people to access wills and some other things. We'll talk about that later. Instant decisioning, you can do the app in 10 minutes or less, as Ashley mentioned. You can buy up to $50,000 of coverage. 10-minute process, convenient, opportunity to upsell, faster commissions. We think this is really what it's all about. As I mentioned, funeral planning, don't undervalue this, don't undersell it. They get access. Your clients now have access to the funeral planners 24/7, but they also get will preparation, document storage, and funeral pricing. Think of it as priceline.com for funeral homes. You can help them select a funeral home in their zip code. There might be 3, there might be 2, and the difference of what they get between the 2 packages can really change your mind. Let's look at the products side by side for a second. FE Express Solution is available 18 to 85. It doesn't have or allow juveniles, so no children, no grandchildren. It goes up to 50,000, age 75, 76 to 85 is 25,000. You can also offer a graded FE Express, and that goes up to age 80. Max face amount is 25,000. You should note that if you get older ages or you place a graded policy, we do not decrease compensation. In fact, we increase compensation on graded. Learn more about that later. Okay, lots of flexible payment options. They can pay monthly, they can pay annually, they can use a credit card, debit card, Social Security Direct Express. You could use a checking account. Very simple, very easy to use. Rated, as we know, is going to be a return of premium for 2 years plus 110% of their premiums. In the 25th month, it would jump up to whatever the death benefit originally was supposed to be. All right. This is the algorithm. This is the underwriting. This is the mechanism that's making the decision for select or graded. When I originally look at this slide, my eyes glaze over a little bit. When I hear people talking about it, this is how it works. I'm such a visual person, I need to see examples of it. But I'm going to go through the slide because it has some valuable points, and not everybody's as visual as I am. So to qualify for select, your client's medical conditions, their lifestyle factors. Lifestyle factors are alcohol use, drug addiction, MVR, driving while intoxicated, and things like that. Height and weight are all select. If they're select, they get select. If you're graded, you could be graded because your height and weight is select, or your lifestyle factors, or you have more than one comorbidity. And I'm going to show you a couple examples of that here in a second. Here's a snapshot from the underwriting guide. I think they did a nice job with the underwriting guide, but here's just a small piece of what you're looking at. Cirrhosis, graded. Congestive heart failure, select. That's a big deal. COPD, select. Coronary artery disease, a little confusing. It says within 2 years, select. It's really ever, select. That's outstanding. Couple things to point out. Cystic fibrosis, decline. If they're on a defibrillator, decline. Dementia, ever, decline. Depression, you can get select. Diabetic coma, select. Insulin, within 2 years, select. These are very good. Couple things to point out, though. Drug use, We don't like it. Drug use is a problem. Decline. Other declines would be, of course, HIV and felony charges if they were recent within the last 2 years. Let's look at an example. This gentleman has multiple conditions. He's 75, good prospect. He has COPD, no problem. He's got diabetes with neuropathy, could be a problem. Multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, day one coverage, he gets select. Now, this, in my opinion, is marketing and Transamerica putting a super, super positive spin on things. But in theory, you could have all of these things and still get select. In reality, I think your client that's 75 with COPD and diabetes is more likely to get select. Here's another example. Male age 60, diabetes with neuropathy, lupus, emphysema, select. Nice deal. 65, congestive heart failure, Parkinson's disease, depression, Crohn's disease, select, approved, day one coverage. 70, congestive heart failure, diabetes. I think that one is a very good example of graded. Graded at Transamerica. Remember, you get graded, but you also get Everest, and we're going to give you a 20% increase in compensation to place that case and keep it on the books. Everest will help keep it on the books. This guy's picture is a little too jolly for what's going to happen to him in this example. He's 80, kidney failure, that's a problem. Congestive heart failure, decline. All right, so how do the comorbidities affect underwriting? Let's look at it. Liver failure, graded. Liver failure, diabetes, graded. Liver failure, diabetes, hepatitis, decline. Congestive heart failure, select. Collect CHF with COPD, graded. You add diabetes, that is the decline. Kidney failure, decline. Oxygen, graded. Oxygen COPD, graded. Oxygen congestive heart failure, decline. Oxygen stroke, decline. Oxygen tobacco use, decline. Oxygen is really sort of a problem, as you can see. Diabetes with complications is select. With congestive heart failure is graded. You add kidney failure in there, he or she is a decline. Look, there's lots of different ways you can pay for, or your client can pay for the policy. I like checking. I think checking is great. If it's not an option, there's other options. So if you use a checking account, you get first of the month, day one coverage. Your commissions are paid within 48 to 72 hours. Hey, today's the 20th. I can write that case today on the 20th. The check-in could be scheduled for the 1st of October. I would be paid in 48 to 72 hours. That's outstanding. 75, COPD, diabetes, neuropathy, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's. He's getting coverage. We're using Direct Express Social Security billing option. We can ask for the third Wednesday of the month, which we might have already missed that. So it might not even pay for another month, but commissions get paid within 48 to 72 hours. That's outstanding, ladies and gentlemen. Here's another lady with approved at select, congestive heart failure, hepatitis, but she's using a credit card or debit card. This is a little different. You're going to get paid as earned. No advance on credit cards or debit cards. I think your management and even yourself, if you're managing your own business, I think you're going to agree that you don't want to have annualization on a credit card or debit card. It's just going to be a nightmare for chargebacks. Let's look at the digital experience. You're going to log in to secure.transamerica.com. Once you're in, you're going to see the Transamerica FE Express solution tile. You're going to double click on that. You double click, it's going to open up and you're going to get, hey, let's get a quote. Now, this is a little small and it's going to take me a little bit to go through it. I'm going to show you an example of doing it over the phone with a client or on a tablet and then asking the client to log in. Yesterday, Steve Weber did a training the day before, and he showed how you could do it face to face. And I know a lot of you at NASB do face to face, but every now and then you're going to need to know how to do it over the phone. And if I was going to do it over the phone, I would probably do it over Zoom like we're doing today. So you start, you get the quote. All right, I'm going to quote Ashley. I'm going to quote you 25,000. Go ahead and I'm going to just click that. And there it is. I'm going to text you a message. I'm going to ask you to log in. And when you log in, there's the text. Click on that. Now Transamerica is going to ask you to create a password. So everybody's got their own email address. Everybody's got their own social security address. Everybody knows their date of birth. The problem I think that seniors have, and I call this a pro tip, they're going to struggle with the password. So my pro tip to you is the password is Transamerica, #1, and the client's first name. In this case, the example says Richard. So the password, Richard, go ahead and put in your password, Transamerica, the #1, Richard. Great. Takes it, clicks through. He's got to put in his date of birth and last four of his social. Now all of a sudden he just clicks the sign. There he is. And we're good to go. That's how easy it is. That's not the actual process. That's just the signing process. It didn't go through all the medical, but I wanted to give you my pro tip on how to text the link to your client, help them manage the process with the password, because you're going to need that password to help manage the client's business by coaching them through the client portal. This is the agent portal that you're looking at. This is an example of a guy named Jeff that has 5 cases. And that's great. You're going to have the 5 cases. But what if your client needs to change the beneficiary or needs to change the owner or wants to add a contingent beneficiary? What do? You can't do it. The client has to do it. So you're going to show them how to log into the client portal. And that's where I'm going to end my presentation. I'm going to give you some snapshots of things here, and I'm going to turn it over to my internal Aaron. But before I do that, go ahead and scan that QR code. You need to have your own dashboard. That's what it'll look like when you log in. Get the toolkit. We have got a great agent convention. Puck, yeah, pricing, process, underwriting, compensation. Woo! I'm going to stop sharing. Aaron, you going to walk me through how I can get it to you?
Oh, yeah, I got you. I'll go ahead and do it for him. All right. Phenomenal job, you guys. And seriously, light up the chat with any questions. I'm doing my best to answer those questions for you. Aaron, I'm going to go ahead and make you the host, sir, currently right now. Bear with me 1 second. And I love this. So the big, huge declines are the cognitive, drug abuse, and then, of course, oxygen. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. I love the credit cards, debit cards, that's as earned, but direct express bank accounts, clearly that is advanced. Also, we have a question from Zach. He said, with the graded product from age 18 to 80. Eric, I think this is one of the only products that genuinely goes from age 18 to 80 because most start at 50. So this is great that you guys have
Right.
this. It is not a true GI, correct? Obviously, because there are some health questions. There people still have to pass. So it's a modified. That's why is a decline here. This does not replace the Transamediate solution either product, correct?
Correct.
So
Because you're going to need that product for juveniles, grandchildren, and even some other people.
Okay. So Zach had a question about the graded product with the FE Express solution. Is it 20% more than the graded commission that we already get with Trans?
Yes.
Excellent.
So
Perfect.
Transamerica is giving everybody a raise. Nobody has to do anything but write business.
Cool.
Everybody gets a raise. Ashley, you get a raise.
Nice.
Nasby gets a raise.
So here's
Your
another
agents get
question.
raises.
Can they write both products with Transamerica? So can they max out 50,000 with the Trans Final Express FE Express and then also do a Trans as well? The
Yes.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. If they get declined or graded with the FE Express, can they try to get the immediate solutions?
They can try, but they're not going to get it. If you're declined, you're declined. So if you're declined with Immediate Solutions, you're going to be declined with FE Express and vice versa.
Okay, cool. And then also with graded, I know I asked you that yesterday. I think were we able to get clarity on the COPD plus tobacco is select?
We believe it's select, but you don't know what's going to be in somebody's background. So if we submit it as select COPD and smoking, we're just thinking we're getting a smoker's rate or tobacco rate. But if there's something else in their background we're not aware of, reckless driving, alcohol use, something else that comes up in fast data, it could help bump them out of that category.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Well, I'm going to have you also, if you can, there's a couple questions going on in the chat. Eric, if you're able to answer some of those questions. And Aaron, if you want to take it away, sir.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Let me just make sure. Can someone just confirm that the screen is getting shared here?
Yeah, I could see the customer portal. This is very important for you guys because your clients now get a web portal to manage their business that we haven't had before. And you're not going to really see that client portal unless you're going to go on and coach your client how to use it.
Yeah, and so the web portal, so this is going to be a new look from Transamerica, just what the client's able to do with the customer portal. And there's some really nice features here that they're able to do or change with their policy once that's been created for them. So once they've successfully gotten a FE Express policy, they'll get an email confirmation and link to go log into their portal. One thing to note there is if you did a virtual sale, their account has already been created, and they'll log in using the credentials that you've essentially helped create with them during that process. Once they're in the portal, let me just scroll down here. I just want to show some of the nice features on that policy overview. So once they log into the policy here, they will be able to view their policy documents, billing information, and be able to update some of the information on that policy. So the one key feature based off some of the feedback we've already heard is being able to add a contingent beneficiary. So in the customer portal, if once they're able to log into there, there'll be a beneficiary section that you should be able to see down below with your beneficiaries. You can go in and edit those beneficiaries to add a contingent beneficiary or another primary, secondary beneficiary in there. So this is going to allow some control to be able to modify some of those things on their policy. So
Outstanding.
the other nice thing here, if I scroll down, I want to just make a note because I know we're short on time, is the owner and payer information. So when we're doing the application, the owner and the payer needs to be the same. However, when you go into the customer portal, you're actually able to change those information through the portal as well. So if I scroll down here, I will also say for the billing information, this might be another key thing. If there is any information that needs to be changed for billing, what it will show is when their premium is due, what is the next payment date, and also give them a transaction history here.
So if I
So
need to change from that Visa to a MasterCard, I could help my client do that right then and there.
yeah, exactly. You can work on talk with the client and do that right then and there through the customer portal. So again, you can change beneficiary information, adding a contingent, you can change your payment information. And the last thing you can do outside of those is going to be the documents. So if they're looking for a physical copy of their policy, they can actually either download it through this portal, and they're able to get all the policy information that they would need through the customer portal as well. So the customer portal, this is going to be a newer feature, but there's going to be a lot of nice things that you can do within that customer portal. That's going to allow them some flexibility, and for you and the client to make some changes to the policy if needed, just in regards, again, to beneficiary information, owner and payer, as well as getting a physical copy. And based off feedback, I think there's been some of the pain points, but I just wanted to show through the customer portal, you're actually able to do those things and make some of those changes with your client.
Ashley, I can't see the chat, but I
Yeah.
see a question popped up. And yes, the owner and the insurer need to be the same at issue, at application. But what Aaron is sharing with you here, it can be changed once the policy has been drafted. The client can go in and change it. Now, I'm going to tell you, most of my older clients aren't going to know how to do it. So that's why I would coach them through the process. And that's why we're showing this to you now. So you could help them go in and make the necessary changes.
So here's another thing too that I did notice. A couple things, guys, is for the Transware, the application or the rate calculator that you would normally use to get the immediate solutions rate calculator. This is, you're not going to find the new FE Express solution products on that Transware rate calculator. You have to go through the portal to physically go to the application, and you'll see it'll say rate quote. Another thing too, this was a huge one. So a really, really big one. And Eric, if you're able to put in the email, because I know that when you go to do an application, if you have a whole bunch of non-resident licenses with multiple states,
Right.
one of the biggest things that you guys need to do is make sure that you click the drop down bar, because I know for me, I've got like 12 different states, and I checked the other
Right.
day and there was only two, like North Carolina and South Carolina. So definitely go in there. All you have to do is just email the Eric, if you could actually put that email on there, who they need to email, and that way they can update all of their non-resident licenses. That would be amazing, because you don't want to be in a state and then you not be able to sell the product because you don't have that in your drop down menu. It's not like, oh, pick your state that you're selling in. No, like it automates, hey, these are all your non-resident licenses that you have for you being an agent. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of everything else. What else can you think of, Eric or Aaron, as far as pretty much, I mean, there's so many great things about this product. It's so simple. And I love the fact that we can actually tell the senior it's going to take 10 minutes. Even also, I found out too from yesterday, there's not an underwriter that's assigned to this case. It's pass or fail. I'm assuming that you guys use some kind
Right.
of AI
We
technology.
do.
Okay. Yep. Pretty awesome.
So pass or fail, pay within 48 to 72 hours, depending on how you do it. If the only reason you wouldn't get paid right away is because you're using a credit card or debit card.
Excellent. I do have another question. So Brooke here, she has a question. So are you guys, let's say, for example, two things. If they get a decline, and let's say 5 months from now, they want to retry again, can they? Or do they have to wait a year?
6 months.
6 months.
Excellent. Can they have additional coverage? So if they start with 10 and then 3 months later, they want to add on another 5, can they do that?
Yes.
Excellent. Awesome.
There's no limitation to the 50,000. If they can afford it, they can try and buy another 50,000.
Say it one more time. What'd you say?
There's no limitation to how many policies they can buy. If they qualify for 50,000, the max is 50,000 at one time, but they could turn around in a year and buy another 50,000.
What? Okay.
Yeah. They can turn around and buy more. If they have 25,000 with immediate solutions, they can buy 50,000 with FE solution.
Right.
You have And so the one doesn't offset the other.
Okay, cool, cool. Another one too is that is correct, Charles. There is no paper application. Everything is an electronic application, correct, Eric?
Correct. All your knockout questions are on the front end. You don't put any banking or personal information. You just do their name, their date of birth, their social. And once we have that, the algorithm is collecting data in real time while you're answering all the knockout questions. When it says, "Hey, congratulations, you're approved for 25,000 you applied for," they're actually going to provide you a notice that says you're approved for 50, and that allows you to upsell from the 25 to the 50. If you got graded, we see that people are downselling, using that to downsell and say, well, gee, Ashley, you got graded, and now the premium is 4 times more than we thought it was. Let's back that 25,000 down to 7,500 and put it in, make sure it's within your budget and get you the coverage you need and start the planning process with Everest. And that way, you know, your family knows you have this in force.
Excellent. Another thing too, guys, especially with the immediate solutions, you know, where if you were going to get somebody standard, they can only get one. Like, in other words, like they can't have that combination. The cool thing with this FE Solution Express product is that you can have, I'm assuming, I remember the other day, it was not more than 3, but you can have 2 unrelated, correct?
More that we don't stack people's ailments, so it can be an unrelated medical situation. So that's why the example was I could have had COPD and congestive heart failure, but if I have kidney failure, that's a decline. So those two can be together and not knock you out of the process. But you add the third one of the kidney, that could be a decline. You add oxygen, that's a decline. But you add something else, it might not be a decline. It could still be select or possibly graded.
And here's another question coming from Tracy. Just for clarification, if I get somebody approved today for the 50,000 of the FEX product, I can't go back next year and get another 50,000 Final Expense Express product, correct? Like the max is 50,000, that's it, right? They can't have like $200,000, right?
No, if they can qualify and they're willing to pay for it, they can go back and buy more.
Holy sugar nuts, you're kidding me.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
And that's
the
within a
first
year?
question we asked an underwriter. Now we'll get clarification on you because she told me you could go ahead and buy more, but we'll clarify that one and get it back to you by Monday if that's fair.
Yeah, please do, because that would be huge. I know a lot of people are asking a bunch of questions about underwriting. I would definitely recommend, guys, go to the underwriting guide. It's really great, very simple. And other than that, Eric, I super appreciate it. We said 30 minutes. We're 4 minutes over, folks. Make it a great day. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, Aaron. And we are looking forward to selling this product. Appreciate you guys.
Have a nice weekend, everybody. Bye.